Morning, John. Let's see if I can start early in here and not, and so I can give it enough time. All right, move along here. Okay, I'm going to start at the UK and hopefully end at France, right by the International Gateway both ways. Just got in, and that'll be France will be the last stop before I get out. I'm hoping I get the movie showing then. I'd like to end with the movie like I used to, but I don't know. They said it's in the morning and in the evening, and they do that sing-along during the day in there, so I don't know if I'll be back there in time, but we'll see. It would be nice if I could do the film, France film, and end it with that, but we'll see. Right now I'm going to start in the UK, and we're just going to twaddle through the pavilions and go actually into the pavilions, not just walk past them and do a quick there it is kind of thing. I know I do this, but I don't think people do it enough. The UK. First thing I think about is the UK is gardens. They got some really nice gardens here. And the architecture is pretty cool too. Two things that make, I think, World Showcase distinctive is the architecture and landscaping. Believe it or not, those are the two key elements that make it what it is. Good morning, Melissa. Welcome to my annual tour of the World Showcase. Last day, my last morning at Disney World until end of April. Anyhow, as I was saying, the things I like most are right here in front of us already, and that's the landscaping, gardening, and the architecture of World Showcase. Yeah, I know, me too. Yeah, in fact, the room cam, the view cam is coming down at 10 o'clock for those who want to get one last look. She's got to take it down because we got to be out of the room at 11. So for until 10 o'clock, if you want to get one last. Okay, here's the back area. People wouldn't know about unless the band that plays here once in a while play in this gazebo is playing. But otherwise, this is a wonderfully that's not going on. This is a wonderfully quiet area of World Showcase. Coming back here, that's what I mean. If you need a break from the madness, which is right over there, right over there, you come here. Oh, Tina, I'm going to be here for a little while, and you could always rewatch it. You know, this is recorded, and this is again. I've often gone on and on and on about light fixtures at Walt Disney World. Here's a couple cool ones on the different forms of light fixtures they have, depending upon where you are. This is a pretty typical of London, especially these side-by-sides. Most of, having lived there for a while, I haven't been there for a while. Most of these places in London are more up than out. You know what I mean? They're more up than wide, mostly. They usually have 2-3 stories to them. And you better be able to handle stairs. There's lots of stairs in places like this. Or over here. So apparently you can walk through World Showcase. Just some of the places are open, some of them are not. The food vendors, the food and wine food vendors, I mean, the little kiosks. I don't think and most of them open till 11, but a lot of the, especially if you're in Norway or France, it's all open there. It's popular. Frozen and Ratatouille ride. These are interesting shops. They are. This is my son's favorite shop because he can get Arsenal gear here. It's a kind of a sportswear place. A lot of Arsenal gear. My son's a big Arsenal fan. I am sort of too, but he's a huge fan. And half of his gear, I think we got him here. Sportsman shop. There's the fish and chips store, very popular. We call it a fish fry. They call it fish and chips. It's fish and chips. Presentation is one, but it tastes a lot like a fish fry. And here, of course, is the famous Rose and Crown Pub. With some of the really great outdoor viewing while you're eating of the nighttime show. If you can secure a table, it's hard to get. It is very difficult to get, but if you can get one, it's a really nice view of the nighttime show. My thing about the Rose and Crown lately is their menu is extremely limited. It's like 4 items on their menu, I think. It's really limited. I was just talking to a friend of ours from Wales who's down here on an extended trip, and she went to the Rose and Crown, and we asked her, what did you think of it? Was it like English food? And she said, not really. It's Americanized English food. But she said it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was just not really how the food is presented there. So she didn't say it was good though. She just said it wasn't English. All that much English. It's just a scantling of English, as she could. A scantling of English. How you doing?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm peachy. How you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
Excellent. Classy looking restroom. I'm into that. Yeah, I wish Heather was watching because we could do a restroom discussion. But the English ones are pretty good. They finally have them reopened. They've been retooled. You used to have to go back by the World Showcase tent there, and that was like you had to walk a mile to get that restroom. But they just finished up on these, and so they're open for business. For anybody who wanted to know. Again, more gardens. More gardens. And of course, the architecture at UK covers many different eras. Not just one, many different eras. Our friend from Wales also said that the architecture is beautiful and it's pretty close head on, but it's incredibly clean. It's not that clean. I mean, all the buildings are spotless, and everything. That's not the case usually, so she was kind of laughing about that. But otherwise, she said the architecture is very nice and pretty closely right on, just a smaller scale. Okay, this area here, I'm just letting you know, is one of the areas for viewing the nighttime show, fireworks show. This is right next to the UK. There's the pub, and this is a nice area. It's small, and these trees are kind of not good. They don't lead to real good viewing, depending upon where they place you. If they place you between these 2 trees here, it isn't good. If you get over on this end, it's much better. On either end, you want either end, you don't want to be in the middle. Just a word of advice. You think you want to be in the middle, you think, oh boy, a middle spot. Nope. The middle spot's not nearly as good as the end spots are. Because of the overhanging branches here, they cover up the fireworks board up there. So just a word of advice. if you ever use this one. This is one of two areas. There may be a third over near Italy, I'm not sure. But we'll be walking by. If anybody watched our stream last night of the Luminous show, I'll show you where we were. We're going to pass that. That is a much bigger area for wheelchairs. Eileen, unfortunately, is restricted to wheelchairs these days. So, but in a fortunate way, it gave us a great spot to do the. Because trust me, she'd rather not be in the wheelchair. But it's a nice view. You can see out, but as you can see, if you go up, you're gonna miss all the fireworks up there, pretty much. They're very obscured, let's put it that way. But then if you get down on the other end over here, on the other end, much more open area here and much better for viewing. So remember that if you ever come, if you say, let's go by, and if you have a person in a wheelchair, you might want to, they take your party with you. So if it's 2 or 3 people with you, they take them in too. Help out for over here if you can. Because, like I said, the middle is a questionable view. There's the stage, the Canadian stage, where we're crossing into the Canadian turf now. And during the day, you hear subtle changes of music and stuff. Right now, they're just playing one version of everything, the International Gateway music. And not until around 11 they actually play the individual pavilion stuff. So you're not going to hear anything remarkably different here. See, they still leave stuff out there for the nighttime show. It's not as bad as it used to be with those humongous, ugly, metallic dinosaurs, whatever they were. But it's still, not attractive, let's put it that way. Stage here, they've always had good groups here. If you really want to know anything about the Canadian group, you should check with the Harmonies. They keep up on that. They're big fans of the groups here, especially at the Canadian Pavilion. They always check that out. That's one of the boat docks over there. It takes you to the other side of the lake, over there by Morocco. Saves you some steps if you need to get to the other end of the park and you don't want to walk around. It saves you some steps, for sure. Here's a little panoramic view of the lagoon. All the countries. And this, we're in Canada now. John's Rock. It's either that one. It's been a while. And again, people, I'm in glare right now, so if you're talking to me, I'll get back to you as soon as I'm able to see it. It's difficult seeing in this glare on my screen, so I will catch up to you. I will, I promise. But I got to get in some shade eventually where I read it, because this is not conducive to reading things on a screen. Here's the Canadian shopping area, the trading post. So it's okay. I mean, I'm not a big shopping guy, so I'm not going in the stores today. I think the next trip I'm going to do that though. Instead of just going to the pavilions, I'm going to go to the individual shops in the World Showcase pavilions, because I've always maintained that they have the most unusual items in Disney World. You can get stuff in the Japanese pavilion, this pavilion. You just can't get anywhere else. Norwegian. If you're cold, if it's a really cold day, and you're caught off guard with nothing warm, go to Norway's store. They got all kinds of warm stuff. Naturally, it's Norway. And this area coming up is my favorite part of Canada. Again and again, people very rarely take note of it.
I'm over here at the popcorn thing, and
they usually don't. Canadian movie Far and Wide. I haven't seen that recently, but it's okay. I mean, it's not my favorite. My favorite movies here are the China and France movies. Canada is a distant third. But it's not terrible. It's just not my favorite. This is a replica of the Victoria Gardens. In the Vancouver area, one of the most beautiful cities, probably in North America, is Vancouver. If you ever get a chance to go to Vancouver, you should. It is a beautiful city. It's surrounded by mountains on the east and the ocean on the west. It is a beautiful city. And they have gardens like this there. And it's just a gorgeous, knockout, beautiful city. If you ever get that chance, do it. Because, like I said, I did my commercial. I do a lot of commercials, so I always like that little, what would you call it, house back there? It's really cute. But these gardens are spectacular. This area is spectacular. And again, unless, people see it if they go to Le Cellier, because there's Le Cellier right there in front of us. But I don't even know if they look at it, to be honest with you. People just walk right by on their way to the restaurant.
Do you mind taking a picture for us if you can?
Oh, sure. Hang on, folks. I'll be right back.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your call. I got it.
I'll be right back. I'm taking a family picture. Family first.
All right, ready? Oh, she's out.
Okay, so you have almost a set of boards?
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go. All right, want another one?
And maple syrup.
All right, here comes another one. Ready, set, go. Hey.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, we do the Okay, guys, sorry about that. I'm back. I probably lost some people in that, but there was a family who wanted to have the picture taken, so I did that. Doesn't open till 12, huh? Okay. I'm wondering if this place is as popular as it used to be. I know, you don't say soccer in the UK, that's for sure. Okay, I wonder if I don't know if anybody knows, is Le Cellier as big a deal as it used to be? I was looking at a couple posts that ever since it became a 2-credit place on the dining plan, it seems people can become down on it or something. I ate there, and I remember people saying it's the greatest steak they ever had in their lives, and then I said, what do you have for steakhouses in your hometown? Because this steak is okay, but it's not even close to the best steak I ever had. It was okay, though. I didn't hate it, but come on. Seriously? The best steak you can get on Walt Disney World is the New York strip at Flying Fish. Just telling you, right now. The char-crusted New York strip. You heard it from me first. Just had it again the other day. It is incredible. Oh yeah, see, I agree with that. That's what I've been hearing too. About the Cellier. Yeah. This is cool. This cool waterfall. We took a tour once, and we were right behind this rock formation. I think the tours are interesting, but it kind of messes the magic up because it's just a bunch of timber holding all this up, you know. It's nothing. It kind of just, it's kind of like, oh, sorry. Oh, it's private easy. is a nice place to be if you want to get a little water on you. It's not getting so spray comes on you here from the waterfall on a hot day. It feels great. Another thing I like about Disney World, especially the pavilions at World Showcase, are the little nooks and crannies like this. They serve absolutely no purpose whatsoever except to look cool and add to the ambiance. There's no other reason for it. Here's where you go see the movie. I'm not going to go see that today. The only movie I'm going to see today, if I can, and if I have the time, is the French movie. I usually see the China movie too, but I think I'm going to have time constraints today. So I doubt I'm going to see the China movie today. Oh, I can't get through here. Wow. That's interesting. Interesting. I got that all blocked off. Wonder what's going on back there. I can't get out of here. I got to retrace my steps. Okay. I guess that's what I'll do. Used to be able to get out that way, but not today. I have to go back from whence I came. There we go. Although I have no problem doing one more time through the gardens. That's not a problem for me. And again, just a nice quiet area, and it's right off the main walkway here. I mean, it's just right off, and you can't hear it. You can just hear this nice music playing. And my only problem with this area, as opposed to some of the others, is there's no real place to sit. There's no benches or anything. I guess you could sit on the walls here and stuff a little, but there's really not a seating area you can just take it in. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. The Canadian Pavilion back here. It is gorgeous, as we say in the trade. So, we are done with Canada here. One last. See, isn't that something? This is beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, one of my favorites too. But I got a lot of faves here. Quick quiz for anybody who's been following me every year on these tours. See if you get it right. What's my favorite pavilion on a World Showcase? Does anybody know? I have a favorite. I do. I have a favorite. And next time I'm in shade, I'll check to see if anybody answers correctly. You don't get a prize or anything, but you get my eternal admiration. Tina, is that you, Tina? It is. You did it already. Go. Well done, Tina. Morocco it is. I love people who pay attention. That is it. That was quick. See, not a tough question. Because I constantly talk about every pavilion and how it ranks in my favorites and not as favorite, but still a cool. There's not a bad pavilion here. All right, let me start out with that. It's the World Showcases, to me, this is my favorite area of Disneyland. I think people know that. I know many of you it's not. I get it. I understand. It doesn't have thrill rides or anything. And some people are just more into that kind of thing. I get you. I do. I read you. So are my kids. You know, my kids, never have liked coming to World Showcase. Although one of my sons likes coming there to eat. He likes the restaurants. But otherwise, no, my kids would rather be at Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom or something. I get it. I do. Not everybody is like that, And I'm okay with that. We just need more space. Now, this area I'm approaching right now is where Eileen and I did our stream from yesterday. Right up ahead here. But this whole area here, right behind one of the, as I call it, the Twin Knot Towers, the World Traveler or something like that, they're called, these two shops here. Right at the entrance to World Showcase when you come from Future World. I don't know what they call it now, it's not Future World anymore, is it? But when you come from Future World and you're starting on World Showcase, you run into these two stores first. And we were right here. This is where we were, right? There was this pole right here. There was the fire torch right there. And this is where we did Luminous from. It was quite nice. Quite nice, nice location. So all of this here, all the way over to the boat dock practically. And there are some spots that are not good. If you came late, there was a poor lady that was placed right behind this pole. But it was the only spot left. Because they came about 5 minutes before it started. Those who are experienced at these things know you don't wait till 5 minutes before for anything in Disney World. So you get here soon enough, you get a good spot. Let's put it that way. This area here is reserved for special events, parties, This is prime here. I mean, this is better than where we were. But there was some group here last night who they were having a hard time with. They needed them to sit down and they weren't sitting because the people behind them couldn't see and all kinds of stuff like that. This is, if you, like a lot of these special events they have here, they give you an option, a special spot to watch Illuminations, Luminous. And this is the spot right here. I might add, if you're here, and they extend, on special nights where there's a lot of people, they have this whole area back here too. Up here, just a word of advice, is a great spot. You know why? Because this is uphill. So when you're back here, see the ropes back here? If you're back here and you say, oh, I can't get to the front, there's too many people there, come back here because you're over everybody's head here. This is, see? You're up above everything up here. It slopes upwards. You can see that when you're here. It's hard to see now, of course, but if you're streaming or if you're taking pictures or whatever you're doing, that's a great spot up there, and a lot of people do not know about it because they think, oh, it's in the back. Well, it's still pretty close, and you're above everybody else, so it's pretty cool. Little tips from Charlie. And I don't think they use this boat dock here. I think they're just down to one over there, and the one that goes over to Morocco. They used to have a two-way one here, and another boat ran from here over to, I'm not sure, Italy, I think. I'm not sure, was it Germany? Yeah, it was Germany. And they don't run that one anymore, I don't think. But if I'm wrong, tell me so. I've been wrong often. I don't want to give bad information. I'm just saying I don't think it is running anymore, this boat dock.
Hey!
See, they covered up the departure sign, so I'm pretty sure it's not in use anymore. Okay, this is the entrance area to from Future World to World Showcase. Really nice. The thing I like about World Showcase and Epcot generally is the wide walkways, except when we get to Mexico. It's not bad now because there's not that many people here yet, but in the evening, for instance, or in the middle of the day when it's really busier, especially during Food and Wine Festival, it is a bottleneck up ahead here. And that is because a bunch of years ago, about 10, I don't know, maybe more, maybe less, they built this restaurant over here, which is a nice restaurant. They're right on the water, but it moved in some of the sidewalk where it's a bit not as wide up here. It's not near as wide, and so there's a big bottleneck up here all the time. And of course, it's the entrance. People are just coming from Future World into here, and so it is a hassle sometimes. Over here is the counter service, the Mexican counter service, cantina. These are desired tables, especially the ones underneath that little pagoda area there. People will sit there for hours, but they have to order food. If they don't have food, they're asked to leave. Trust me, I've seen it. People try to camp out there and don't eat anything. Well, they better be eating and drinking because they can't stay there if they're not. But these are desired and these are gone like at least an hour and a half, 2 hours before the fireworks show, because these are great. This is a great view, especially over there of the fireworks. The food's okay. Here's the margaritas. There's the famous Mexico Pavilion. The Mexico Pavilion is the only pavilion, and I'm sure many of you know that, most of you listening know this already, is the only pavilion that everything is inside the pyramid. It's an indoor place. Great place to go on a really hot day, but it's always really busy on a really hot day because everybody else knows that too. So they're going into that air conditioning, man.
Have you seen the big?
It is a cool building. It's very dark in there too, I might add. They have a restaurant people like very much. I think it's okay. I don't like it. The tables are so close together there, though, more so than any other restaurant in Disney World, I think. And so, if you want to hear everybody else's conversations, cool, because that's what you're going to get. But it's a really kind of striking building. It's attractive. It's not my favorite pavilion now, to say the least. It's okay. It's very nice. It's got the tequila place in it. Well, EOE people, we love that place. We've been known to imbibe there on a couple of occasions. And Miz, if you're listening to this, you know what I mean. If Fizz or Miz are listening to this, they know what I mean. Here's the restaurant I was telling you about. This is the newest addition restaurant-wise here to Mexico, La Hacienda. It's a nice restaurant. It's pretty good. We've eaten there a couple times. We went there once for a New Year's Eve event to watch the fireworks. It wasn't good though. It's only one big window, and if you're sitting further back, you can't see hardly a thing. I thought it was kind of a rip-off. But the food was good. The waitress was. Sorry, people. I wasn't expecting to lose you there. Sorry about that. I wasn't expecting that at all. Usually, I never have any problems here. The only time I have problems is when my phone gets too hot. And it's pretty warm, but it's not that hot yet. And you can see the swan and dolphin in the distance. And we approach Norway. I like Norway. It's all right. There's a castle over there. People don't realize that there's a castle. But, you're really not in it except for the restaurant. The restaurant's inside of it. But it's a castle. And so you know that. This is a much quieter area on this side of Norway, of course, because the ride isn't on this side of Norway. The other side, the big restaurant, it's a princess character meal. 3 meals a day, princess character meal. Very popular restaurant. Very popular. It's a nice alternative to the castle because it's pretty much got the same people in it. A lot of the princesses and stuff, and it's very nice. And you can tell this is a much quieter area because when I move to the other side of Norway here, you're going to notice the difference, trust me. Restrooms are also over here, by the way, for people, for Heather people. This is the Stave Church here. I'm not going to go in it today because I've been in it too many times already. But it's a nice respite because there's rarely anybody in it. I don't think people even know that you can go in there, you know. And but it's a small little history lesson mostly about Vikings. And then they have some advertising for travel in there too. Okay, I'm going on the theory that for some reason or another, we're looking straight ahead, across at it now, at the Eiffel Tower from France. And it looks bigger to me this trip. I don't know why. It just sticks out more to me than this trip. I don't know, does anybody know if they've done any work on that? Because I swear to God, that thing looks bigger to me now. Did they move it up higher or something? Because honest to God, it just looks so much bigger to me. We'll go do a little research here. All right, one of the more popular rides at Epcot is, of course, this one. Frozen. I don't know if anybody remembers the old ride here, the Norway ride. It's the same track, you know, and the boats were just repurposed a little bit more. They don't look like Viking ships anymore, but they're still pretty much, it's the same track. It still goes backwards at the same spot it used to go backwards. But they put a bunch of animatronics and Frozen in there. It's nice. It's a glorified dark ride in the water, you know. Here's where the restaurant is. Costumes. And I'll tell you what, the food is surprisingly good there at that place, too. It's a princess for people who are looking to an alternative. It's a little easier reservation to get than the castle at the Kingdom. A little easier to do. And here's the famous waterfall I always talk about. And people say, who have been on Frozen numerous times, they always say to me, what waterfall? There's no water. Oh boy, I'm sorry folks. I don't know why that's happening. I'm just getting out of Norway now. I wish I knew why it was keeping going out on me like that. All right, we're going to leave Norway now because I don't know if you can tell by my tone, this is not my favorite case. Although the bakery's great. But they don't have sandwiches anymore. I don't know, anybody remember when the Norway bakery, Kringle had sandwiches? Lunch sandwiches type stuff? They were good. They don't have that anymore. Unfortunately, they still are very nice. But I wish they'd bring the sandwiches back. They were good. Ever since pandemic days, a lot of things weren't brought back. And that's one of them. And it's one of the things that weren't brought back. Look at all these things. Baby carriers, what do you call them? I don't know. Look at all of them. So, in case you didn't know if this was a popular ride still. Extend all the way down here. Yep. Yeah. So, Ooh, I take my sunglasses off for a little bit here because they're just not allowing me to read the posts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The booth, the margarita booth, in about an hour when they're open, is going to be a mile-long line. Trust me on that too. Okay, we're approaching China, and as people know, this is one of my favorites by far. Um, it's just architecturally stunning, accurate in many ways. Uh, they recreate some things from Forbidden City that are, on a smaller scale, obviously, but still gorgeous. This is the restaurant, sit-down restaurant here. This building is beautiful. Inside is about 10 years ago they modernized it a little more. It's still like quite pretty. The food, up and down. Some of the food's pretty good. Some of it's just not, but it's okay. It's usually one of the easier reservations to get. Last time I heard at Epcot. That doesn't mean it's bad. I'm not trying to say it's bad. It's not bad. It's just better ones here. But this place is just stunningly beautiful. It really is. It's stunningly beautiful. This is one of the pavilions where if you're just walking past it, you gotta look at it, Just from here, I'm on the main walkway here. And if you just turn your head, this is what you see. And you gotta say to yourself, holy cow, that's impressive, isn't it? They have some beautiful gardens here. And again, just a few short steps off of the beaten path, and you have a much quieter place. Now, the thing I like about China, there are places to sit. Spread around. There's cement, but there's cement, but still, they're comfortable enough. And on a day like today, if you're sitting in the shady spot, it's kind of nice. Wait, there's more. On the other side of the main walkway in. And if people are saying here, they're in Japan. The koi are in Japan, not here. This is the total recreation from the Forbidden City. Pretty accurate. If you want more information, ask John. John Weddle. John knows this stuff better than I do. Look who we got here, folks. Hello. Wow, you don't get that every day. Mulan just walked past. Good morning. This is it. This is what I always come to see, folks. That's the very tip top up there. Just look at this Rotunda is unbelievable. Trying to show you every level here. I don't know, I might be boring you guys, but I'm excited. This is just stunning. Absolutely stunning, and it's a really good recreation. And then over here is some stunning wall art up here, by the way, that people pay little or no attention to. But this is the waiting area for the movie in here. It's kind of cool, I think. There's always, you know, these flat benches and stuff, but that's what I'm talking about, the wall art here. It's pretty nice. Boy, it's nice and cool in here. Boy, I'm glad I came in here. I needed this break from the heat. It doesn't, I don't know when the next movie is. They don't have it. They usually on that thing right there, they tell you how many minutes is to the next show. But there's nothing up there, so I assume they're not starting for a while. And usually here they have a display, and it's still Shanghai Disney. All right, I've done this 100 times, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time in here. But this is, they used to have a really great display in here of the tomb with the recreation of the clay soldiers and everything else. Like, it was much cooler than this. This is just kind of, it's nice. You get an idea of Shanghai Disney for sure, which is a pretty cool park from all appearances. But it's an ad, it's some birds, it's a travel brochure, basically. And it's nice. If you want to get an idea of Shanghai Disney, this is the place to come, for sure. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in here because I have, like I said, it's nice, but Treasure Cove, they have different kind of lands, Adventure Isle. They have a Tomorrowland. I think every park has a Tomorrowland. But, you know, every town. I don't even know if Disney actually owns Shanghai Disney, to be honest with you. They actually created it, of course, but I think a different corporation owns it. Or maybe it's the Tokyo one. I can't remember. I'm not good at that stuff. But they have a Zootopia land? Oh, neat. Anyhow, well, people sitting down there. I don't know. There's Mulan. See, they moved her inside because it's really hot outside. I think the one, the Mulan we saw coming in was the one that was in here. And her shift was over and they had brought another one in, I think. I'm not sure, but I think. And you know what happens when I think. It's dangerous, folks. Hi.
Hello.
This is where we just were in this building. Again, look at this place. There's the gate again from the other side. Now that gate leads you out to the main walkway. There. The landscaping in this place is stunning. The architecture is stunning. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's my second favorite, probably. I could look at that. I could stand. I have stood in that rotunda for quite a while. I wasn't going to do that to you guys, But the House of Good Fortune is their shopping area, which I think is a cool name for a shop. But again, like I said, I'm going to think about next trip about going to the different shops in every pavilion instead of doing the pavilions themselves. Because they have, like I said, stuff you can't find anywhere else. So if you think that's a good idea, let me know. Because a lot of people in EOE like shopping. Here's a kid cot way back here. But again, here's an area people don't know about at all. A couple friends of mine who came and didn't even know that this store existed here. You know, because people don't come in; they walk past. A lot of people just come to World Showcase and walk around past the pavilions, just take a peer into them real quick, eat at one of the restaurants maybe, and then they're gone. And come see Illuminous now. I'm sorry. And that's about their extent of time at World Showcase. And that's a shame. It really is. I think this is obviously the most adult park at Disney, for sure, is World Showcase, part of Epcot, for sure. Although they've tried to make it more family friendly, because with the kid cots, they have a lot. Every country has a kid cot area where the kids can color and draw and do some cool things. And they've tried with the Frozen ride, for instance, and the Ratatouille ride, to make it more family friendly, which is fine with me. It's fine. Okay, a couple friends, Ms. and Fizz, a couple friends of ours, had the crispy duck fried rice. They said it's really good. Last night they were here, and they said that was really good. I have had the cayenne pepper beef, which was okay. The kung pao chicken I thought was great, but that was years ago. Years ago. I don't know if the kung pao is as good. I'm a kung. And then I'll tell you what, the kung pao was hot. And it's supposed to be, by the way. And I really liked it. It was great. If it makes you sweat, then it's hot. It's not hot enough, it don't make you sweat. And it made me sweat, and it was really good. But like I said, I haven't had the kung pao here in quite a while. I haven't eaten here in quite a while. Too many other places to eat, you know. I like to eat at different places. I don't know if people have a habit of it. When we come, we try to eat at a place we haven't eaten at yet. At least one place we haven't eaten at. We try to do that. I don't think we've done it this trip, though. This trip we didn't. Because, well, you know, one of the things was that it was an EOE trip, so we go where everybody else goes, you know, which is fine. We went to some great places. You know, Homecoming's really fine, wonderful. Turf Club at Saratoga Springs, underrated. It's a pretty good restaurant. It really is. Eileen and I ate at one of our favorites, Flying Fish, right by our resort at Boardwalk. Really good. Really, really good. Really, 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 really good. That's one of the best restaurants on the grounds right now. The thing about Flying Fish, it was, and then it wasn't. And then it was again. Right after the pandemic, it wasn't good. And then they got a different chef back, and it's really good again. Really good. I would strongly suggest, it's expensive though, people, you know. Like our 2 meals, I had that New York strip steak, and Eileen had this potato wrap red snapper, which is, she says, is outstanding. She's her favorite meal on the ground, but it was like 50 some bucks each meal, so it ain't cheap. They have a lot of fine wines, and a lot of good scotches and bourbons at their bar too. If you're into that kind of stuff, if you're into sipping whiskey, they got a lot of good. That's pretty good too. They got some good brands. But it is expensive, really. You know, 50 some bucks for a meal is quite expensive. But it's pretty much an adult place. They have a kids menu, but honestly, I didn't see any kids in that place the other night. Was it last night? I don't know. I think maybe the night before. But I did not see any kids in that place, so I don't know. And now we approach Nebulous World Showcase. In other words, we don't really know what to do with this area. We had other plans for it, but we kind of make it generally an African area. Although they would love to have a specific African country in this place, I know that. But they haven't been able to pull it off. There's been all kinds of rumors what they're going to do with this, if they're going to get it in this space. This space was originally going to be another World Showcase pavilion of a certain particular country. And it's not. It just didn't work out for various and sundry reasons. Number one, the cost. Disney doesn't pay for very much of this. The countries that they do. And they weren't too interested in that, especially African countries that aren't exactly, besides South Africa, of course, that aren't rolling in dough. So it didn't work out. There's been various rumors, like one time there was Brazil. It was thought that people were talking about Brazil doing a pavilion here. One time, I heard a rumor about South Africa doing. One African country could probably afford it, but nothing came of any of that. Been tons of rumors. So right now, it's nebulously an African area. No particular country, of course, but this whole area here could be a nice big pavilion, but it's not. This is the first time I can remember. The refreshment outpost is the little counter service here. This is the first time I can remember that the refreshment outpost had a dish for the Food and Wine Festival here. Usually this is like a hot dog and something. They have a couple things here. Curry chicken and South African boar stew. Sounds pretty good, actually. And I think that's a first for them. That they've joined the flowering garden, Food and Wine Festival menu places. One of the kiosks where you can get some food and wine stuff. So it's interesting. But again, they've never. It's like, I don't know. Everybody knows where the Odyssey is in Epcot, right in the middle of Epcot between World Showcase and Future World. They never know what to do with that place either. So there's a couple of spots in Epcot where they've never figured out what to do with it. Back in the day, originally, Odyssey was a counter service restaurant, and it was god awful. It was probably the worst counter service in Walt Disney, in my humble opinion. And everybody knew it, and I kind of avoided it. And so they shut that down, and it's been. During the Food and Wine Festival, they used to have all their demonstrations there now. Now they have them in the new Communicore building and all that stuff. So right now it's Brew Wings, I think, is there, right? The wings place. And that's about all that's going on there now. They used to have a Epcot kind of presentation there. The future of Epcot and stuff like that, which they were working on at the time, and now it's nearly complete. And so they had a little artist conception of what it was going to look like and stuff there, which was nice. But they've never quite figured out what to do with that place. And the location is great. It's right in the middle of Epcot, So I don't know if they'll ever figure out what to do with that or with this area over here. I hope they figure something out. It would be nice. All right, Germany. Germany. I'm part German. I'm German and Irish, so Germany is my ancestors. And if you want an honest opinion, I'm not taken with the food. I don't like German food all that much, generally. And so, I mean, I like brats, and I live in Milwaukee. I'm okay with them, but I mean, Milwaukee's kind of known as a very German city. It was pretty much founded by Germans. But, eh. The other thing I have about being German is Germans, when they talk, the language, they always sound angry. It's a very harsh language, I think. Yeah. Oh, look who's over there. Look who's over here. I did not know till I came to Disney World and Epcot that she's a German folktale, I guess. I didn't know that. She's in the German pavilion all the time, so I assume she is then. She's always in the German pavilion, so she's a fixture here. Wow, she's friendly. But I digress. I wish we had smell-o-vision on here. You could smell the caramel from the caramel shop right here. Okay, if you're into cheese, the Alps is pretty cool. But we're going right past the caramel place, and if you're into caramel, you gotta walk, just stand here. The smell is fantastic. And I gotta admit, the German pavilion is pretty cool looking and everything. It is, and I have no problem with that. I don't. It's one of the ones though. It doesn't go very deep. You know what I'm saying? It's very like. That's it. Once you hit that, you're done here. You know, most the pavilions go much deeper back than this one does, but the deeper back here is the restaurants. The beer garden restaurant, which is a buffet, I guess, with entertainment, a lot of German entertainment, Papa band and stuff like that, and it's fun. It is fun. The only problem is, unless you come in with a large group or family, if you're like a 2 or a 3 or a single, you get seated with people you've never met before because it's group tables, you know. There's no like tables for 1 or 2 or 3, something like, or 4 even. You get you sit at a big long picnic table style tables, and it can be good, meet new people. It can be bad, like my daughter and I met some real weird folks. I mean, they were just weird. And I swear to God, they were trying to weird us out. I think they wanted us to move and have the table to themselves because they were just weirder than weird. And they were trying to be weird. It was very weird, very odd. But other times, it can be great. It's like teppanyaki at Japan. It's kind of the same situation at teppanyaki in Japan. If you're a couple or something, you can't get an individual table there. You sit with a large table, around a table, with a fairly large group of people, about a dozen people, and that can be really good. We had a great meal at teppanyaki. It was a great group of people, but the one in Germany, whew. So you take your chances, basically. It's like outdoor weddings. You take your chances. Like I said, the coolest thing, the very coolest thing coming up now at the German Pavilion, and that's the model trains and the model train village and everything else, which they change up on occasion depending on the season. Restrooms, some of the better restrooms at Epcot, I might add. It's a pretty big one. And, this is, like I've told people endlessly when we were young, he had his model trains and built a big village, especially at Christmas. We had a big village with a few model trains and stuff. And he would make the snow out of ivory flakes and glue and make mountains out of cardboard shopping bags, crush them up and everything, and make them look like, kind of like the stuff at Canada, you know. He would look like that, like these things. And he put the glue and the ivory flakes on it, looked like there was snow on them. It was really neat. They added this factory. I swear this wasn't here. No spider on there, sorry. And if you look, you can see the little people working here and stuff. And every year, like I said, every year, every season, they kind of change things up a little bit in the village to appropriate this the seasons and everything. And the Christmas display is always good. It's always fun. It's always a cool thing. They had people in scarves and stuff, and a little snow added, and the trains are omnipresent. And like I've always told people, I get very nostalgic here because I think of my dad every time I'm here. And the little lizards look like dinosaurs in this village. But there's a lot of this. There's a village square over there. Tunnels. There's tunnels everywhere. I don't know. I forget how many trains are running. I think 3, maybe 4. But there's various and sundry displays all the way around here, and bridges and little streams, and here you have some more people working at a mill. And there's people blocking the aisle. Wonderful, folks, because you're the only ones here. Just like this is the lower part. I'm gonna go to the upper coming up, but I was gonna go to the upper, except people were blocking, had the whole aisle blocked while they were sitting there yapping with each other like they're the only people here. You know what I mean? They just look at them. They just don't give a crap about anybody else trying to get through. All right, here's another train coming through. My dad used to have these pellets that he would put in these engines, and they would create smoke. I forget what they were called. I think they were eventually be considered like kind of toxic. But they would make smoke come out of the engine, out of the smokestack, which was kind of cool. We always thought it was great. Okay. I was wondering about the name. Okay. That works for me. Whatever turn in. Oh, yeah, you can see it in a bigger screen too. Look at the bright side. Oh, for many of you, this is much more interesting to me. So I will move on to our next country. This is the end of Germany, and we're entering Italy. Italy's kind of cool. I like this pavilion a lot. I like it especially since they added the pizza place, the pizza restaurant I call it. I forget the name of it right offhand, but it used to be open back there, and now it's closed off. So it's like a closed off village or city square now, which looks much cooler than it used to, as far as I'm concerned. It does anyhow. And the nice thing about that newer building is they kind of matched it in architecturally with the rest of Italy. Of course, this area right here is Venice. Everybody's in the Venice, but this building, above one of the most famous buildings in Venice. So it's just a copy of it, which is very cool. But again, one of the things they do in almost all the pavilions is they mix up the architectural styles from different eras. And Italy is one of those places. They do that. And it's really cool. This is a famous thing in Venice too. So, and here's a different architectural style right here. Wine shop, nice wine shop. Some of the pavilions like France and Italy and even Germany. Germany has quite an excellent white wine industry, white wine especially, that people kind of are unaware of, I think. And everybody knows about Italian wines and French wines. Germany makes some decent white wines if you're a white wine person, especially white wines. They do. They make very nice white wines. Via Napoli, that's the name of the place. I couldn't remember the new restaurant. It's not new, but it was the last addition to this plaza. And it makes it a real plaza now, because we're at Via Napoli, building straight ahead. Used to be just like greenery, just like a forest almost. Like here, see all these trees and stuff like that? That's what it was. And this gives it a more complete look, a more plaza look to it. A lot of the entertainment is done up here on this little area here. There's some entertainment that's up here quite often, especially during the holidays. The storyteller does their storytelling from here. Very nice. There's the Kid Cot area. Okay. Every country has a Kid Cot area. If you have kids and you're walking through World Showcase, you're getting bored, can you do a Kid Cot area? They have people there. They'll help out. It's not that do that with them. So it's not like you have to figure out everything. They have people that work there specifically for that purpose. Back here are the two best-known restaurants in Italy, Tutto Italia. I haven't eaten there for a while. I don't know. It was okay. I always thought it was just okay, though. My oldest son, loves the place. He doesn't love this place, though. It's kind of weird, isn't it? But one place he really likes, the other place he just doesn't. And he was on a special diet here, and they said they could take care of him, and it was just a terrible meal. But they have a pizza window here too. I don't know how that pizza is. A lot of people like the pizza here. A lot of people don't, because it's not American pizza. It's more Italian style, which is fine with me. Most real Italians that I know just don't like what they've done with pizza here from their home country, because we've Americanized it to death. So, number one, an old great-grandpa years young told me that in Italy they don't put meat on pizzas most of the time. It's product, from the farms and everything that they grow. It was a vegetarian pizza, really, I guess is what you would call it. And they used the homegrown product that they put on top of it. They didn't put meat. Many of the poorer families in the rural areas didn't have meat, so most of the pizzas that were created were not with meat. That became much more and more prevalent here, of course. Okay, this Gusto place I've never been to yet. I want to go though. I heard it's nice. This wine cellar here, I want to go there someday. I don't think you can make a reservation there. Does anybody know? Can you make a reservation at this place? It's not a restaurant per se. I guess they have some small plates maybe, but it's a wine tasting place basically. And I thought, you know, hey, Fizz, if you're watching, or Miz, we should do an EOE thing here maybe someday for the winos in our group. That might be fun. Like the tequila place. I figured this is kind of like the tequila place, except it's wine. I don't know, maybe it's not. I've never been there. It's attached to Tuto, but you can make, it's a separate area of the building. And I've heard pretty good things about it, actually. And I keep meaning, I don't think you can make a reservation. I think it's walk-up only, but don't quote me on that. I could be dead wrong, people. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm not up on things, and well, this is a much more extensive restaurant menu than I used to see here. But it's an Italian restaurant, obviously. There you go. I love the kids menu. Chicken tenders. That's Italian. Now that's Italian. Oh, it's the same menu. Okay. I thought maybe a wine menu or something. That'd be nice. Since I like wine, I like my wine. Tuto's is a nice enough place. I always found they had more. At least when I was there a few years ago. It's more than a few years ago. It was more waiters than waitresses. It was a pretty male-dominated wait staff. And they could be a little pushy about some things. Nothing drastic. If you said no, they'd take no. But they try to push some things on you. Like I asked for some water, and he brought out this fancy bottled water that cost $10. You know, and I thought, I didn't ask for that. He just decided I was going to get the fancy water, I guess. I didn't much care for that. But what you gonna do? This, I'm staying outside. Coolest part outside is that, I'm sorry, but here, Italy can be a really good viewing spot for the fireworks. Now they have many times private events on this little dock here, many times, but not all the time. And if you come here, what a lot of people, more people seem to be onto it. But a few years ago, when Eileen and I came, you know, like 10 minutes before the nighttime show, we were desperate looking for a good spot, and we came up to the top of the staircase here. There's another one over there, and hardly anybody was up here. They were all down here, all trying to fight for a spot there, especially over that side, because the poles are kind of in the way here. But this is a really nice spot. You're above everything. You're above everybody. And it's not bad at all. It's really good. So sometimes there's another one, little staircase area over here too, on the other side, which is pretty good too. And of course, this area is great, especially like I said on this side. By the way, trying to shoot between the poles here is tiring. Over there and over here, but the center. But on each side of it, it's very nice for viewing. Then you have, here's the other staircase I was telling you about. And if you go up to especially if you can get up to the top area here, there you go. It's pretty nice. Now a lot of people, even, this is the last spot they take, and I think you maybe want to make it your first choice, because it's quite nice, and a nice place to lean your elbows on. When I stream, that's nice. Always nice to have something to lean on like that. And then down here, this walkway here, that's very nice. This is all coveted spots here. Down here for the fireworks. Yeah, very coveted area. And like I said, they have a lot of private events in this pavilion area here quite often. They close it off over here with ropes. And not all the time, but sometimes. Here's the if you're gelato fans, I strongly suggest this place. It's pretty good, pretty good. And it gets my son's seal of approval too. My youngest son, who's a real gelato fan. I think he went there and said it was really good. I recall him being there. Was that place? Yeah, it was. All right, dead center here is the American Pavilion, and it's a great shot, picture opportunity for a spaceship Earth behind you, right around here. It's a very, really nice shot. Very nice viewing area here too for the fireworks. Again, anywhere by Italy, pretty much is pretty good. And here you have another nice view. So there's specific areas around the pond that are really good viewing. And this area is really good. Mexico, surprisingly, is good too, on either side of the Mexican pavilion. And Canada, excellent viewing area for the fireworks. They're really good. Now, when you get to the American Pavilion, I'll show you what's problematic about watching over there, which many of you already know, I'm sure. But these are the places that are filled up rapidly. You got to get here at least an hour before, because they're claimed at least an hour before, maybe more. Still haven't eaten at the Regal Eagle Smokehouse. Still haven't eaten there. I can't believe it. I just do the food kiosks when I'm here. The individual country stuff, food kiosks. I don't usually eat in a restaurant here though, because the stuff from Food and Wine Festival here. Of course, here's the big stage where all the big shows are done. The Eat to the Beat concerts are done here. During the holiday season, the Candlelight Procession is done here. This is the big stage. And seating area is bench style. It's okay. But, you're never there long enough to worry about that. But I don't even know who the band is here now. Of course, here we are, America. We're America now. And I don't know. It's nice, I guess. If you like colonial stuff, it's kind of just one thing. It's one big building, basically. And I like the entertainment in here. I really do enjoy the stage show here. I do. The American Adventure, I do like it. I love Voices of Liberty very much. I like the little museum type place they have in here. And I don't know, maybe someday I'll like the smokehouse. I'll have to try it. It's not like I don't like what's in it. I'm not sure I like what's outside, that's all. It's kind of, I mean, it's the central location. It's the center World Showcase. Everything else, all the other countries fan out from it on each side. But I don't know. I've always been semi-disappointed in it. Not totally. I mean, this is a lovely building. Don't get me wrong. It's a lovely building. But, it is one just big, humongous building, and that's it. And, I thought they could have just done a little better. I mean, obviously, a lot of the other pavilions are far more ornate and far more, just far more. Let's leave it at that. I have always been meh about this pavilion, but I like what's in it, though. I do like what's in it. Over here is picnic tables in the shade, very nice, and the restrooms are over here too. If you didn't know that. I forgot who's on. Let me see who's on here this week. Hobostank was on earlier in the week. Okay, yellow card. That was last couple of days. Tiffany is next, but there's nothing tonight, I guess. I remember back in the day, I'm doing my crabby old man routine now, but back in the day during Food and Wine, they had entertainment every night, I think every night. Not just like weekends, like what they do now. And it's really because obviously the locals come to it, the Food and Wine Festival too, not just the tourists. Locals are here too. And on Saturdays and Sundays at Epcot during Food and Wine, you might not want to come that day because it's really, really busy. Just really, really busy. I mean, just a big crowd of people. And especially at World Showcase because all the food kiosks are over here. And people are trying them out and stuff. And all the beers over here. And up next is another sort of favorite of mine, Japan. Again, the gardens and the architecture. The one consistent thing about, as I said at the beginning of this, the one consistent thing about the pavilions is the gardens, landscaping, basically, generally, and the architecture. It's sometimes stunning. Not always, but most of the time. Most of the time, the architecture and the landscaping are really something. Here's another very popular photo opportunity up here. There's the Torii Gate. You get in front of that Torii Gate, and it's right to Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth is framed behind it, and a lot of people stand there and get their pictures taken. It's a very popular spot for pictures. All right, don't ask me the 5 layers of this building: the earth, sky, fire, water, or something like that. They all symbolize a different thing. Sky, I don't know them all. I honestly don't know what they all are, but I used to, but I'm just getting old and decrepit, and I don't remember anything. But all these different floors, this building, this pagoda, represent something like earth and sky. I think sky is the top one, obviously. Earth is probably the bottom one. And what they are in between, I'm not too sure. I can't remember anymore. But there you can see, right in the middle of my shot there is the Mexico pavilion. You can see the pyramid there. But let's go show you the shot here from the Torii Gate that people get excited about. And for a good reason. It's quite a nice shot. So they stand right here. There's the Torii Gate. They stand right here, and people take a picture of them. And there's the Torii Gate, and it frames a perfect frame for Spaceship Earth. It's quite a nice picture, actually, as you can see. It's quite lovely. The Torii Gate is really stunning. Another stunning piece of architecture. I thought this was a great addition here. It's one of the few things at the World Showcase that has something on the water, actually, on the water. And most of the other pavilions don't have anything like that. It's pretty stunning. This is another one. If you look into it, you just see that's like a castle there. It is a castle. And it's quite something else. On the top floor of this building are the 2 restaurants. Teppanyaki and I used to call it Tokyo Dining, but there's another name for it now, and I, for the life of me, can't remember it. But it used to be Tokyo Dining. It's a decent viewing spot if you can get a seat by these windows. And we saw when EOE once we were up on this balcony here area, and it's nice as a viewing area, decent viewing area, except for the islands. of the fireworks. The problem on this side of the lagoon is the islands kind of block your view, especially the groundworks. It's kind of what blocks the view of that a little bit. You know, half of the stuff you really can't see very well. But Japan is gorgeous, man. Here's the store. Someday I'll take you. And next trip I will. If people want to see the stores, I'll take you to. That store is really something. The Japanese store is really something. You can get samurai swords there, man. Seriously, you can. It's really something. You can get, again, things there you can't get anywhere else. And here's the koi fish, people. There they are. As promised. They're in the Japan pavilion. Again, this is lovely garden area here. When you know, you might not be that excited. But look at the food here at the Katsura Grill. I don't know how they pronounce it, quite frankly. I'm not good at pronunciations. The food's okay. It's food court sort of. Although the sushi's not bad. I had the sushi once. Actually, my first attempt at trying sushi, I thought, oh, this is all right. But I'm not a sushi aficionado, so maybe it wasn't that good. I don't know. Anyhow, they have some nice little. If you get your food here, they got the best part about eating there is the seating areas. Look at this. It's a seating area for the counter service here. Just beautiful and quiet. Listen, you can't. There's the main walkway right there, and you can't hear anything from down there. It's just amazing. Look at this area. Look at that. I mean, it's just amazing, isn't it? It's just a beautiful area. Here's another seating area back here. It's not as good as this one, but it's not bad either. Know about it. A lot of the people who get their food here stay inside. There's an indoor seating area here too. And they stay in there and they don't come out here, and it's all in the shade, I want to point out. We're not in the sun out here. Because as you can see, you're all in the shade here. It's lovely. It's beautiful. Look at this contraption. Pretty cool. And of course, with any stream around here, there's coins thrown in all the time. Those are all coins in there. I don't know if you can make them out on the camera, but there's a ton of coins in there. And this little bridge here, all these people coming through here, so I have to get out of the way here. I'll show it to you in a minute. This stream runs all the way through here. It starts up there where I showed you the little waterfall, and a little edge, and it runs that way, and then the big part of it runs this way. So it runs kind of through the pavilion, front of the pavilion. That's the counter service restaurant there. Small, very, 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 I want to emphasize, very small restrooms. But the garden, again, the landscaping garden areas here are stunning. On this bridge here, I saw a couple get engaged. It was so sweet. It was really nice. Oh, there's your koi. Again, some more koi. Some more koi. Regal Eagle is good, huh? Okay, I'll take your word. Again, there's a lot of places I keep intending to try, and that's one of them, and I just haven't gotten a chance to. Like I said, Food and Wine, I have other places I want to eat. Because I always figure, oh, it'll always be there. I like barbecue. You know, I do like barbecue. It's nothing like I like the place at Animal Kingdom. It's pretty good. So Lovely area. Just a lovely area here. Just is. And again, amazingly quiet. Restaurants up, like I said, are up here. Okay, I cannot read. There's a new restaurant, a relatively new, I shouldn't say new, but relatively new, fancy, dancy Japanese restaurant, very expensive. That it's down on the other end. See where down the first floor here is the shopping store. Very big one, by the way. It's very large, very, very large, and just stuff you can't get anywhere else, and except Japan. And you can. Well, a lot of people don't know about this back here. But there's all the way back here. There's actually a door here, and that takes you into the store. So it stands all along here, the store. This is the main entrance to the restaurants on the second floor. These steps. They have an elevator somewhere here. I can't remember where, but there's an elevator. I think behind the steps somewhere here that you can get up there. Shirisu. It's not Tokyo Dining. Shirisu. They changed the menu. They kind of repurposed it a little bit. They redecorated it and stuff. I always liked Tokyo Dining. I really did. It was a nice place, and you could get a reservation there. That's important. Here's the main entrance to the store right here. And this, of course, is the main plaza. Anybody's familiar with the place knows that's where the drummers hang out, right there on the bottom floor of the pagoda. They're fun. They're really fun, actually. Very fun group of people. They even have choreography, for God's sake. Anyhow, again, benches. I'm a stickler for that. I always like places that have places you can sit down and relax a little bit and take it all in. I'm going this way for a reason, because this is the entrance area to that restaurant, the fancy dancy place. I forget the name of it again. I honestly don't know the name of it, but this is the entrance to it here. Takumi Te. There you go, or Thai. I don't know. There's pretty nondescript entrance if you want an honest opinion. But it's a separate pathway off the main roads right there. And you can get into it right here. And it's kind of attached to the same area as the store, but it's in the back area here. I think, wasn't Japan supposed to have a ride in it? They have this big, massive building, I think, that Disney uses for storage over here. I think that was supposed to be a ride. Mount Fuji or something? Correct me if anybody knows. I don't know if anybody knows. Oh yeah, Darlene? Yeah, cool. About the portraits, though. Like I said, I do like what's inside of it, for sure. But this is the fancy dance place. I'm really might try it out someday because it looks interesting to me. And from all reviews I've read, it's pretty good. It's expensive though, for sure. That's why I call it fancy dance. But does anybody know? I think Japan was originally going to have a ride attached to it. But again, don't quote me. My memory bank's serving me well. There was a ride going to be attached to that building. Okay, warning, warning. approaching my favorite pavilion. As Tina already told you all, my favorite pavilion. And probably nobody else's favorite pavilion. To be honest with you, I don't think everybody hates it or anything, but I don't think people like it, particularly for many numerous reasons, of course. But if you ever to Greece, the spanakopita here is really good. There ain't no food and wine, of course. Spanakopita is very good. One of my favorite restaurants, Spice Road Table. I really like that place. It's a really, it has small plates, but it has larger dinners too. But it's best known for its small plates, I think. And I'm sorry, people. I'm very sorry. We lost you again. Okay, I was right then about the ride. Good.
I didn't like a single thing.
Oh yeah? I never noticed incense before. Yeah, I thought it was supposed to have a ride. I think it was called Mount Fuji, right? It was supposed to be called Mount Fuji? I know, I could have sworn that, yeah. Thanks, Ken. That's what I thought. This is my favorite place to visit for. Number one, the architecture is really something. They brought actual artisans over from Morocco to do the work. It wasn't just Disney Imagineers imagining what it looked like. It was actual artisans from Morocco who did the work. So it was, this is about as authentic as a pavilion as you can get, number one. Number two, it's got a back area that's just fascinating. And I've noticed lately, it seems more and more people are noticing that. And I like to think it's because of my streams. You believe that? I have a bridge for sale. Anyhow, it got a little, it's got a bunch of nooks and crannies back here. But it's like a really, enclosed old village area in Morocco. And there's all kinds of little nooks and cranny places you can walk in and out of. Like, look at this. Here's another one here. And we walk through here. And it's really nice and cool back here, I might add. Because you're out of the sun. Very nice and cool back here. And, all right, just a heads up. If you eat at the Tangerine Cafe, there's a seating area right here that people don't know about. Trust me, there's people walking through here, but there's only one guy eating here. So if you're in Tangerine Cafe, which is a pretty popular place and it's got good food, that's their counter service. Right, there's a door right there. I'm pointing at it. See that door there, straight ahead? Well, you come out that door and you come right back here, and you can sit at these tables and eat your food in relative peace and quiet. And it's a really cool area with a lot of cool displays and stuff. Look at this. This is cool. The tables are even cool. The chairs are cool. Everything about it is cool. I think Jasmine is back here in this building sometimes. In this particular building. Right there. You see? You see this here? I think Jasmine hangs out there sometimes. And again, that's off the beaten path. I don't know how many people know that. They have a sign, a relatively small sign that says, oh, Jasmine is here, and then they move on. Move on. Oh, don't look at me. And didn't know that was going to happen. I hope I didn't spoil your day by that mirror shot, because everything here is beautiful except that shot. All right. But there's a whole this display area back here, a whole this restaurant Marrakesh, or what used to be restaurant Marrakesh. It has not been open for quite a while now. Good restaurant, beautiful place, a beautiful interior. It's in a cool building. I mean, if you look at these buildings, they're just really extraordinary. And the nooks and crannies, this is totally different from any of the other pavilions. There's little quiet areas here and there. Like, look at these, again, more tables back here. They used to have these tables here. I'm glad they added them, because I think it brings more people back here sometimes. But look at all the seating area here. Of course, usually these seats were put here originally for people waiting to get into the restaurant. These are the main doors. It's a beautiful. Anybody's been in there, it's a beautiful restaurant. It really is. It's extraordinarily beautiful. It has and it has a belly dancer. Yeah, and a small combo band of Moroccan musicians, who are quite good too, by the way. But yeah, so they have entertainment there too. Is what I'm basically trying to say. But look at this area here. This is the most people I've ever seen back here, quite frankly. Usually there's not many people at all. Look at all the tables and chairs available to people. So, I mean, if you're looking for somewhere to eat, even if you eat and get it from a different place, go on back here. Nice and cool, quiet, little known. Okay, I think I found Jasmine. I think I found her. Is she in here? Yes, she is. I'm sorry. I was just taking a quick peek. Yeah, that's where you meet Jasmine, right in that building there, that area there. But again, she's pretty much off the beaten path here. Because way up there, you can see a lot of the people up there. That's the main walkway. So she's all the way back here. Yeah, usually she's in sight, you know. Although not in China either sometimes when she's indoors. She's in the building. She's off the beaten path too. Okay, here's another little nook and cranny here. So, Charlie, education time. Moroccan and Muslim artists generally aren't allowed to do the human form, or a face or something like that. And absolutely no drawings of conceptions of Allah. None. Zero. It's not allowed. And so what they do, in lieu of that, they do all kinds of geometric designs as their art. And that's what you see in here. That's why when you're in Morocco, you don't see any human stuff, you know, faces, bodies, appendages, nothing. All you see is this kind of thing. And there's a reason for that, because it's not allowed, pure and simple. It's Muslim. It's a Muslim thing. And so instead, as I always say, humans find a way. So to express their art, their aspirations, they do it with this geometric style of art, which I think is extraordinary adaptation to what they can do. Look at the lights in here. God, I love the lights in Walt Disney World. This is everywhere you go, it's a different kind of light that's appropriate to the style of place you're in, or at, or even outside. Even the lands at Magic Kingdom, for instance, adjust to the different lands that you're in. I mean, look at these lights, they're so cool. One more room over here. It's also a bigger pavilion than people realize, I might add. Here's another little room. This is the kid cot. This is the Kid Cod area here.
For Brazil, you know?
This is the Kid Cod area. We just passed through there. So I'm not, again, I'm not going to spend more time there than anywhere else. Well, maybe I have already, but tough. I love it. This is another little like museum sort of area here. I'm not going to go in there today, but this is a great spot if you're hot and you don't want to be bothered. There's hardly anybody in there usually. A little history in Morocco, some historic items and stuff. Nice, but nothing to write home about. But it is a great spot to cool off. Spice Road Table. I mentioned that before when we were approaching it, then I turned away. Really nice restaurant. Small plate restaurant, mostly. But they have other things too. Moroccan Mule, that's the one. Moroccan Mule. That's a big deal with some of our eyes on ears people. But they got some good food here. I think it's good food. I mean, and here's a kind of a sort of coveted area for the fireworks here. The boats aren't there then, so the boats are out of the way. But this is especially coveted here, especially down by the fence there. But again, because of the islands, it could be better. Excellent restrooms at the Moroccan Pavilion, I might add. One of my faves. Really big. Really spread out, and very nice. If you're into waffles, go to Belgium. They make some great waffles there for the Food and Wine Festival. They're very popular. Very popular area. The new Communicore building kind of sticks out like a sore thumb over there, doesn't it? I don't know if I like that. Anyhow, I digress. In my personal little gripe. Sorry about that. But that's the way I am. Again, the only problem over here is these islands that can block off the ground. This isn't too bad though, because the ground and things are between the two islands here, so it's not bad. Could be worse. Over there by the bridge you got loads of people watching over there. A lot of private parties down. That's over by the English area over there. A lot of private parties down there, and those little pavilions you can see on the camera in the distance. Very popular for private parties. Very rare that they're not a private group down there. But if there's not, grab it. It's one of the great spots to watch, for sure, if you can. But usually it's taken up by private groups. Okay, this area here I think is another at night. This is the third spot for wheelchairs here, I think. Don't quote me. But it's also a meet and greet for characters here. I don't know which. Where are we? Oh, probably Belle. Yeah, it's probably Belle here. Because we're by France now. Probably Belle. I know this is a weird question here, folks, but I need to know what time it is. I can't. My watch is my phone, and for some reason or another, when I have the cam on, the time isn't displayed. So if somebody could tell me the Eastern time, not your time, but Eastern time, unless you're living on the East Coast, that would be fine then. But I need to know what time it is, because I got to keep up with 11:45. Thanks, John. Okay, I got time here. I lose track of time because I can't. I don't have a, and I should invest in a watch, I suppose, but I'm cheap. And those of you who know me. Famous home of the slushies. the orange and citron slushies here. Alcohol slushies, I might add. They're really good. They're really good. I don't know. Day like today, they're really, really good. Is Chefs de France, one of the more popular restaurants, I would say, in Epcot. Good food, solid food. I've always had good food there. They used to have a flatbread there that I used to really like, but apparently they don't have it anymore. That's a shame. They had a flatbread with bacon and cream, cheese cream sauce. Oh God, it was good. I mean, oh my God, it was good. It's a lovely area. It really is. That's the path that leads you down to Ratatouille. Down there. I'm going to check and see what time the next movie is. If there is a movie today. Sometimes it's a stage show. And if the movie's on, I always like to close with the movie from France. I always have had, but oh no, it's the sing-along now. Drat. Sorry, can't see the movie. No movie. No movie for you. But some nice stores here. I mean, perfume that you'll notice the moment you walk past it. If you have perfume allergies, do not walk past that store. There's a nice wine store right here. There's a beauty. Okay, I got the schedule for the other day from the guy. Early in the day, they do the movie, and then they switch later in the morning and into the afternoon. They switch to the Beauty and Beast sing-along, and then at night they play the movie again. Okay. Here's a little area that's. Here they got the ice cream store. It's really good. And this is really, seriously, a sauce. It's really one of the best counter services in Epcot. It really is. It's quite good. It really is good, folks. I mean, it really is. It's got a lot of. It's got pastries, but it's also got savory items that are really good. There's these cheese wheels in it. Just best. Excellent little ice cream store. But yeah, this place is really good. Monsieur Paul straight ahead. That's a little more exclusive kind of restaurant. I've heard, we ate there years ago, Eileen and I. Very nice, very nice. Excellent food. Very French, of course. Now it's an all-inclusive meal, I think. You pay a certain price and you get to pick from different items for your food, you know. It's one of those one price things, and then you pick items from the menu. I think you get a, I don't know, 3-4 course meal out of this. I don't know. Oh, here we go. 195 bucks. A person. Get a cocktail. Ooh, nice. There's an appetizer. You get choice of 3 appetizers. Then there's a fish course. There's a meat course. I think you get one of each of those. A fish course for 195 bucks is dang well better. Fish course and a meat course. Then they have a little cheese plate and then a dessert. And then you get a choice of a few desserts there. So there's 3 meat courses, 3 fish courses. I think you get one fish and 1 meat. And appetizer, a cocktail, a soup is one of the appetizers. But you get a choice of 3 appetizers, 3 fish dishes, 3 meat dishes, and I think you get both of those. A cheese plate and a dessert for 195 bucks. These are pretty fancy meals and everything. You got to decide for yourself if that's worth 195 bucks to you, I guess. I'm not so sure. So here we go. 12 minutes to the Beauty and Beast show. I'm not going to see it, but you're welcome to come. It's a good place. I kind of had a feeling because of all the kids that were walking into it. From a distance, I saw a whole mess of kids. And usually the kids don't go to the movie, so usually you don't see kids walking into that movie. So Beautiful music. If you ever get to see that French movie, you should. I mean, the fashion will make you laugh because it's like from the 70s, early 80s somewhere, I think. And so the fashion and the oh wow, the fashion and the hairstyles are interesting, but the music, oh, the music is to die for. It's just the best music ever. I could just close my eye. I mean, it is great, great film. Don't get me wrong. The sight, visually, it's just fine. It just sometimes fits much. And and hairstyles are interesting. But this is the International Gateway we're looking at right there. Of course, you can see the sky gliders. Not my favorite. Those things, the standards that they go on. I don't like those. They're ugly as sin. I don't mind the, yeah, I guess the sky gliders I've learned to live with. But this is a much busier area now. Before, when the International Gateway's always been here, it was only like the 4 resorts that are on Crescent Lake: Boardwalk, Yacht and Beach Club, and Swan and Dolphin were the people who entered this gate usually, and that was about it. And now, because of the sky gliders, they've added Caribbean Beach. They've added, oh God, what's that big old place? You know. Well, anyhow, they added a bunch of other resorts. Pop Century, Riviera is the other one I was thinking of. Caribbean Beach, Riviera, Pop Century, Art of Animation. Those are all huge resorts, so it adds a ton of people at this gate. They expanded it to make it much bigger, and it used to be such a nice thing because there weren't that many people in line and stuff, and now sometimes you get lines backed up. And it's just not as cool as it used to be. Yeah, it's still manageable, I guess. But it's a boat dock. Oh, it's only 40 minutes for Ratatouille today. That's not bad for Ratatouille. We came at early opening, like the first day we were here, first full day we were here. And we waited about, it looked like we were going to be here forever. It was about 25, 30 minutes most that we had to wait. It was fine, you know. I strongly suggest it. It looks like an incredibly long line, but that's just people waiting for them to open the gate back here. So don't be deceived like thinking, oh my God, the line's already, but it's really not. They just haven't opened up. So there you are, folks. That's my last country. I'm glad I got it all in. I really am. I wasn't sure if I would be able to, but now apparently they open up the World Showcase at 9 o'clock, just like the rest of the park. So that's nice. It used to be 11, and I was under the impression that they just opened up Norway and France because of the lights. But apparently, you can go anywhere you want in World Showcase now at 9 o'clock or early opening, you know? So that's pretty cool. Not all the stores are open or anything, but they open up gradually. And this is a beautiful little area. Again, the landscaping, the gardening, the architecture is consistent everywhere, every pavilion here. It's I would almost call it painstakingly good. They made an effort here to make it beautiful. A real effort. And I appreciate that. I'm going to go over by the bridge, do one more pan of the World Showcase area, and then I will bid you all adieu on another wonderful trip with our EOE pals and reminiscing with some. John, why didn't we see you? And lots of other things, people and places, and it's been fine. It's been wonderful. A little rainy, really hot. I mean, and this trip even more than any other trip, and it's always humid in the summer here in early September, but they gave new meaning to humid this trip. Absolutely new meaning to humid. It was the most humid time ever. It didn't affect me all as much as I thought. I mean, it still drains you, but it doesn't drain me as much as it used to. I don't know if I'm getting used to it from our frequent 2 trips a year here, and sometimes 3, depending on our point situation. And whether we do 1-bedrooms or standards or studios, it also makes a difference, and the time of the year, of course. Anybody who knows DVC knows what I'm talking about. And but we're down here at least twice a year, and usually always in September, because we meet up with our EOE friends, and which is always wonderful, always fun. She hasn't been here for a couple of years, so it's good to see Tina again. And here's one last little shot. This is another one of those areas that's usually, see, there's the road up there, and there's a little staircase and over here that leads you down here, and there's a lower area, even a lower area here. One time, we were at an event here, and I can't remember what it was. I don't think it was an EOE event. It was something else. And there was an event here, and there was a different event down in this lower area here. Down in this lower area, it looked like a wedding party. It wasn't the wedding. It was like a rehearsal dinner maybe, or something like that. Or engagement party maybe, I don't know. But then there's a lower level here, see? There's this level here. And if they aren't using it for a private event, and they usually always are, this is usually roped off and you can't get down here. But on a rare occasion, it's opened up. And if you can get this, you got one of the great viewing areas. Even up here is great. I mean, up and down there is even better probably. But up here, you're above all the people down there. This is, as you can see, a pretty dang good viewing area for the fireworks. And then over there, now you see that place over there with the tables? We did have an EO event over there, didn't we? Or no, up there. But that's a 2-level place too. You'll see the umbrellas. There's an area there, and then there's a lower area there. We were in the upper area, I think, our EOE event. But it was fine because you're up above, and you can see the fireworks just great. That was one of the first ones we went to, I think. That's when Fizz invented the what do you call it when you look for stuff? I can't remember. But now I'm just reminiscing, which I'm sure people are going, I wasn't at any of those things. What are you talking about it for? That's true. I should stop doing that. So I will. But here's one last look at the marvelous, the extraordinary, the beyond, almost beyond belief Epcot World Showcase. I do not like that building behind it though. But it's an extraordinary place with extraordinary architecture, extraordinary landscaping, and some pretty good restaurants too. So folks, I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. I do this once a year in September, my last day, so if I want to see it again, probably be back then. We'll see. Maybe. Let me see if I missed any comments here before I turn off, because I don't want to feel people are being ignored. I have to get in the shade here. I'm not trying to ignore you people, really. I'm not. I'm just not seeing very well, and I'm old. These eyes don't usually work quite as well as they used to. Oh, you're welcome, Kevin. Scavenger hunt. Thank you, Tina. That's what it was. Remember the scavenger hunts? Those are nice. Oh, thanks, John. I'm sorry we missed you this year, but thanks for watching the streams and keeping people informed about them. I really appreciate that work you do. Yeah, I think it was, Tina. It was there, that first one. It was an early one for sure. Yeah, I like December and February for that same reason, Kevin. Yeah, it's Tina, it's a little less, it's not, I don't think we're hitting the 90s today, but we're still gonna hit 100 real feel. So it doesn't feel all that much different. A little bit of a breeze. It's better, but it's not, it's still really hot. All right, guys, I appreciate everybody watching. I really do. NHL fan, dude, when did you show up? Thanks for coming by. Haven't heard from you in a while. It's good to see you. Oh, I just saw NHL fan was here. Dang it. It was good. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming. Kevin, we'll see you. We'll see all of you someday, soon, I hope. Anyhow, thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for putting up with my little idiosyncrasies about World Showcase that I really like. Maybe that you don't. But thanks for putting up with it. And I hope you enjoyed yourself. And we will see you again. Our next trip is the end of April to early May. And we're at Boardwalk again, and we're here for the Flower and Garden Show. That's always fun. I love the Flower and Garden Show here. So we shall see you then. Thanks a lot, everyone. This is it. Last stream. Thanks a lot. Bye.